Hurry up and call one.
No, I will. I'm not going to give you my ID until I call another officer. I don't want you here. I will give it to you. Excuse me. Stop. That's her. Stop this shit.
What are you doing?
Hey, back up. Back up. Back up.
You're hurting her.
I want another officer.
You're hurting her. You're hurting her.
You don't have to do that to my mom.
Hey. Failure to ID. Failure to ID.
I didn't do shit. I want another officer. I didn't do shit.
Oh my God.
Give me your other hand. Give me your other hand.
I'm chanting her.
Give me your other hand.
You're hurting my shoulder, dude. I'm going.
It's very simple. Get up.
You're hurting her.
What the fuck?
What is she doing?
Hey, Miranda.
Watch, mom calls police for help, cop shows up and beats her in front of her kids. Harris County, TX. An innocent mother's assault by a police officer highlights the risk people take when calling 911 for help. Angela Lopez needed the police for help, but when they showed up, help was the last thing she got. The Free Thought Project spoke with Mrs. Lopez, who wants her story told so that others do not share her brutal fate. On August 16, 2014, Lopez had an altercation with her daughter. So, she called the cops to help her resolve the situation. I was involved in a physical incident with my oldest daughter that turned out bad. I was really upset because she had hit me and bit me in the knee. I wanted her and ex-boyfriend out of my home. After they refused to leave, I called 911 to get someone to come out to help me remove or escort them out of my house, Lopez explained. However, when police arrived, Officer Francisco Salazar became instantly belligerent. Image, http://pixel.watch/qt7. As Lopez explains, he entered into my front door, which was open. The first thing I told him was if he could please talk to my daughter because she wouldn't listen to me. His first reply was, "Shut up and give me your ID." So I turned to my other daughter in the hallway and asked her to get my purse in my room. Then the officer took a step towards me, got in my face and raised his voice loudly, and told me, "Did I tell her to give it to me?" "No. I told you to give it to me." Read more. Florida cop fired after video shows him unload AR-15 on fleeing man that he couldn't even see. "Look, officer, you don't have to yell at me. I'm not disrespecting you in any way," Lopez told Salazar. But this seemingly made the officer even more aggressive. "Well, you don't listen." He pointed out his finger toward Lopez, saying, "Now step outside and let me talk to your daughter." Lopez tells the Free Thought Project that she realized that calling the police may have been a bad idea after this cop began to escalate the situation. "At that point, I had a bad feeling this would not go good and that I could not trust him to help me resolve this, not with his aggressive attitude. I was upset, shocked and confused about why he was treating me that way, especially when I was the one who called the police for help," Lopez said. "So at that point, after he told me that, I told him, you know what, if you want to talk to my daughter, you and her can step out and you can talk to her out there. This is my house." Having been told what to do set this officer off. He then demanded her ID once more, and when she asked why, he attacked. In the video, we see Salazar yank Lopez out of her house and slam her down in the front yard. He grabbed me by my wrist, twisted my arm slightly and yanked me out of my house. When I was on the ground he kept telling me to give him my arm, knowing darn well, I couldn't because my arm was trapped under my body and he was on top of me. He even bent my arm all the way in half, behind my back, applying his pressure against it, hurting my shoulder really bad, she said. Read more, why we have a Second Amendment, Venezuela arms loyalists to eradicate unarmed resistance. Salazar's attack and subsequent stop resisting remarks are typical in police takedowns. Salazar demanded Lopez give him her arms, while at the same time making it entirely impossible. After brutalizing her in front of her children, Salazar then put Lopez in handcuffs and shoved her in the back of his cruiser with the car turned off. It was a hot day and Lopez recalls sitting in the back of the cruiser for a half an hour sweating before having an asthma attack. I could not breathe because he had all his windows rolled up, and it was very hot that day, Lopez recalls. I threw up 5 times because I was feeling so sick cause I couldn't breathe. I was left there alone without my asthma meds. About 30 minutes later, he took me to jail and told me he was charging me with failure to ID. After sitting in the jail all day, Lopez was let go with no charges. She'd been assaulted, kidnapped, and caged, for doing nothing wrong. Naturally, Salazar was never held accountable for the attack, and in October, Lopez filed a lawsuit. Lopez is now permanently injured from torn ligaments in her shoulder. All for calling the police.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.